Okay, maybe let's start understanding a little later. Hello everyone, welcome to today's session, and the plan for today is to slowly go through the points we had on the presentation on Wednesday. So I will try to just maybe go point by point and to then show how these points will look on practice. I mean on Eclipse or just in Git in general. How should we proceed with these Git points? Okay, then so that's the plan for the first point. So to get to just get in touch with all the points on practice on Eclipse, and so this is the main target for today. And if we have time, we can start the project management, because when in the project management we will use Jira to plan the tasks of the project, and you will see that when we use Jira we can and Bitbucket, so we can actually connect them, and it's quite easy to use the branches there and connect the branch we create in Git. Then the branch is pushed to the remote repository. Then you will see that it will be replicated in Jira, so you can easily connect the branches you are working with to the corresponding Jira task, Jira ticket. So it actually means that I will explain it in project management, but the idea is that the branches will represent the tasks you are doing in your project, and this will be quite useful in your final assignment this course through the project work. So this will be quite helpful. But yeah, for now let's continue with version control. I will try to do all the things slowly here, so maybe let's just go through all key points. So the first key point was the vocabulary. So which is outside theory. So now we have the vocabulary, and maybe let's go through all the terms here. Maybe just if someone of you did not really understand what is, then again, maybe let's just quickly go through it. So first of all, we have the local repository, right? Here we do all the changes. So let's imagine we'll use this project at this point, and then I think it will create a new one. Yeah, but so this is our basic workspace where we work. This is located. It's also quite important to follow where it's located, since you work with the files. So it's located here. So here we have all the sources, all the settings of your project. So basically, we have the files. Again, if we work with Git, then we work with the files, and as I mentioned last time, it is not mandatory that the files are related to programming codes in some way, but they can be actually all the files. All the file types you can imagine. You can use the version controls of them. Of course, if this is the, if we talk about the images or PDFs or some complicated files where you cannot actually track the changes, like if we're talking about the images, of course you cannot really track the versions of the images. I mean, if there are some changes done, because if you just change the images, then this will be another file, right? So you cannot just simply ask for the code. Of course, we can, for example, add some lines of code, then push the changes to the remote repository. Then, of course, we can track the changes, what have been done before. Yeah, but if we work with the images, then with the pictures, images, then I think that you can understand that we cannot really track the. We do not normally track the changes down there. Only just the files and is completely changed. Yeah, that's about the version. Yeah, so we have our Workspace again, but mostly again Git is used for the programming purposes, and that's why we look at the programming code here. So yeah, we have our local workspace file, so we have all this stuff here, and all the changes we actually write here in Eclipse, and the file. When we create the files, firstly we create them here under our project locally. This is initially not related directly to Git. So this is the first step. This is our local workspace, and again I will show my favorite picture which describes the version control most for Git, distributed version control. This is our working copy, so we consider it as the working copy where we actually make the changes. So this is what actually is presented here when we do the changes. And then we go to the actual version control. The version control, and now we go to the repositories. As you can see from this picture, we have the repositories. And the repositories are directly related to Git, to the version control. I will mostly just mix the terms Git and version control because we use Git, but in general we speak about version control. So yeah, then we have the repositories where actually all the, not magic, but the version controlling happens. And in distributed version control, we have so-called local repository and remote repository. Again, the local repository is located, as you assume, locally. So it is linked to the remote and to the remote repository and to the working copy, but it actually, let's say, lives its own life. Why? Because if something is done on the remote repository and we do not do any specific commands, then this local Git repository is not affected. If you do something on the workspace, on your working copy, edit the file, then if you again don't do some specific steps, then nothing will be replicated in the local repository. So this is the step in between the basically we consider this as the step in between your working copy, your work, and the remote repository. So this is needed, local repository is needed to actually to actually apply the version control on your workspace, because you cannot just directly control the changes on your remote repository, because of course this should be synchronized with all the working copies. So you should understand that in normal case you are not the only one who works with the project. So it means that all the changes done by you or done by someone else should be synchronized at the end. I mean, when everything is deployed into the remote repository, everything should be synchronized, and that's why we have this local repository, which helps us to apply the control on the changes done by you and by others. And so at the end, when we deploy the changes to the remote repository, so that nothing is, let's say, broken, nothing is missed, and everything that should be as expected. And then that's why we have this control. And actually, this is the Git on your computer. So when you see some versions of the file, when you do some backups, then you use your Git local Git repository. So you may see that for some of you this Git repository is not visible. That's because it's mostly hidden for the files. But you can, so if it's not visible for you, then you should show hidden folders. Yeah, this one is the right one. Yeah, hidden items. Yeah, that's correct. So if you don't see it under your folder, you need to go to View and select hidden items. Because yeah, initially Git folder is hidden, so it's not visible. But yeah, if you go inside, then you actually see the main configuration, which is responsible to all the version controlling we apply to the project. So yeah, this is the repository. This is this step, and yeah, so basically it stores the files. And yeah, one more point I mentioned to you during the previous course, but you should understand that if you have large project, then you may have like also the pictures, maybe some large files, the videos as well. And if you store everything under, and if you use Git version control, then at the end you will find that your Git folder may be a little bit large, was a little bit heavy from the size point of view. You may have like many gigabytes of files stored there, because again, if we have the versions, right, we have the version control, we have the previous versions of the files, so it means that also the deleted files will be there. Yeah, like if you delete the file, then if you create the file, then you commit the changes, and this file is committed, and then you can push it. And after that, if you delete this file, then it will also be visible under the version control. So in fact, it will be stored in the history. And yeah, since it's stored in the history, then it means that it will be stored under this folder, right? And of course, we have lots of such files, and these files are heavy, and you may find that your local Git repository is quite heavy. So be careful on this point. And yeah, so here we have all the main things for the version control. So that's about the repository. If we go to the revision and version, then all the files have their versions. Like if we go to the files here, oh, that's not the right one. Actually, why do we have so much stuff here? I think that's should be fun. So if we select one of the files, let's say this would be Amphibia. Okay, that's our project. And let's say that we go to the human. We can go to team. Yeah. One more thing. In Eclipse, as you remember, we use Egit tool. Yeah. So basically, you'll find the tools with to work with Git in all the IDEs, all the modern IDEs. As I said, all of them have Git on board, so you can easily use it on all the IDEs. In Eclipse, we need to download Egit tool, so we work with Egit. So initially it won't be here, but if you install it, it should be here. And yeah, maybe again in the future, if you work on another computer, then as you remember, you need to go to. You can actually check it in Google, so that there's basically no difference if you Google it. Oh, sorry, that's mine. So yeah, if you type Google Egit, then you can go to download and download it. So this from here you can download it. Yeah, I think so. But yeah, so, normally we just install it from Eclipse. I guess you can download it from Web. Just try to find it somewhere. But yeah, normally you can find it in the browser, in internet somewhere. But yeah, normally we go to the Eclipse Marketplace. So that's how Eclipse Marketplace, and as you remember here we can find some different tools which can be useful for our programming. As you remember, we downloaded this one was from web development tools. Oh no, that's not the right one, but I think we can download this one for HTML. Editors, or CSS editor, you can basically download such things here. Maybe at this point I will download web development tools. Then I can start on this version of Eclipse, but I think that's fine. So let's install it, and you'll have some new tools. Maybe let's download it. And now I'll have it. But yeah, regarding the Egit, you just need to go to Marketplace and type Egit Egypt, and it should be here. Yeah, so we all installed it, but I mean if you in future you will use Eclipse on another computer, then please do not forget to download Egit tool, and after that you can work with Git. So yeah, and all the features of Git, you can find them if you just basically type right click on any file. You will have team section. Yeah. So team section, under the team section you will find almost everything what is related to Git. And as an example, this one, you can try to go to team, go to show in history, and yeah, right here you can actually, right now, you can actually find the history of the file where basically the commits this file is involved in, and yeah, you can actually check what was changed there. Yeah. You can revert back if you go to another commit and so on. So you can revert commit, but again, we rarely revert something. In worst case, it's better to, usually it's better to overwrite the existing changes. You can actually check the versions. As you can see, if you double click again, just maybe some of you did not manage to follow, please go to team, everything the way to get is here. Then you go to show history, then you have the commits. So if I go to the initial commit, so this should be the current one where this file is involved. So maybe if I go to the previous one, then I press double click, and I will have the version compared, so you can actually find everything what is changed. So it highlights the lines which are changed. And again, what I just said, normally in actual projects, in actual code changing, we should not we do not revert the changes. Revert with the files here, because as I just said, it may be really dangerous if we revert the changes, because especially if we talk about the commits. So it means that we have multiple changes done with multiple files. Then if you just simply overwrite the files with the previous changes, then maybe some of them may not be relevant, and as a result you may get quite dangerous situation where something is lost, something does not work as expected, and all these things. So, in general, if you want to roll back something, you can check the file version, then just take the stuff from here and then apply it back to the file. So it means that you do it manually. It's maybe more safe to do. So that's about version history, and again, everything should be located under team section. Checkout. So if you check out, it means that you have the branches. So then you can check out to the branch. What does it mean? In fact, you can see it under here we are, as I showed you last time. Now we are under master branch. If we check out to different branch, then you can see that the file task2 is not here. The file from task2. The same is here. If we go to the folder, we can see that the task2 folder is not here. If we check out to this branch, you can see that the file is here, and now if we navigate here, we'll see that the folder is back. So basically, the content, as I mentioned to you, the content you see here, basically is the branch. It is the content from the branch you are checked out to. And basically it means that if you again right click on another branch, you press checkout, then you go to another branch. So this means you go out of the current branch and go into the different branch. The cloning of the repository. So this is maybe the point I would like to talk with the example. So let's say that I just simply create another folder. So that will be called examples 2. So here I go to git bash and I type the command git clone, and let me go to the Bitbucket. Then let me open my repository. This one. So I'm here and let's clone it. So to clone it, I go to clone. I actually have the raw command here. So you just need to, So just need to copy the command. Here I can copy the repository name, then type git clone by yourself. So, and then I execute the command cloning into for examples, and so right now you have this cloned repository, which will basically actually you can simply you could simply just paste it here, but since I have the same folder here, I can just simply create another folder. So now it is here, and you actually have everything pre-installed. So in fact, you can go to your Eclipse, then you can actually import it, and existing project into Workspace. That's correct. And then select. I can just select the root directory. So then it should be this one and this one. Okay. Oh, okay. It shows that they're only in the directory. Okay, that's maybe because we have such. Okay, maybe then let's do it a little bit differently. What we can do, we can copy paste this folder here. No. I'm not sure why. Okay, let's maybe change the name. For examples, say clone to. For me it was the problem that I have the same file here, so maybe let's just delete it. Okay. Never mind. Then let's refresh it here. So let's refresh it here. I have package explorer. Okay, let's refresh it from here. Okay, it's not here. Okay, let's import. Let's open projects. Okay, then let's go to the workspace. This one. Okay, now it's fine. And now it should be here. I just opened it. Let's refresh. For some reason it's not showing here. Let's maybe restart backups. But again, the key point is that we have the folder with the files here, so we can just simply use it. Let's open again. Let's do this now. switch to Eclipse. Yeah, for Eclipse there is such strange behavior that yeah, maybe we also need to create a project, but okay, that should not be a problem. Okay, so here it's and also like to create a project explorer, just package explorer. Okay, let's try again. Yeah, this okay, and maybe it's better to try to import it as well. Okay, then maybe let's yeah, okay, then maybe that's the problem of Eclipse. But okay, then it's maybe I will show it a little bit later. But again, the main idea is that we actually have the whole project installed here. Yeah, so we have the project with all the actually with the Git local Git repository itself. So we have basically everything what we need for the development. All the files here. Again, if we open it, yeah, maybe I will quickly check it during the break on Eclipse, because I usually use other IDs for the projects. But yeah, I will quickly show it. But again, the key idea is that you have actually the whole project downloaded, pre-installed with local repository, so you can actually use it exactly after that. So that's about the cloning. And just copy of the repository. Okay, so let's go back to the vocabulary. So again, if you have any questions about these terms, please let me know. If something is not clear, then let's go to the next point we had. And yeah, so this is the change. I guess the change is quite clear. We changed the file. Yeah, so just simply change something and so we do the change. And the change should be now available under the on stage changes. So after you staged it, you can actually then edit it. So this is basically the change. The change I've done is that I've added 3 new lines here, and I created the method public static void main. So that's the change. Revision. That's basically the set of actual set of file, which are going to be committed at the same time. So basically, these are the files, and these are the files, and we can then commit them. So yeah, one more thing regarding the view of Git. So to actually we have Git repositories. We have this Git staging view most we use. Actually, you can find more if you go to the shop view. All the views should be here. Then you go to other, and you have Git section here. And under Git section, you actually have all the main things related to Git. So I have already 2 views here. Let's call something which I don't need now. I need servers now. I'll open them later if needed. Yeah, so I have these Git tree command. I did not use it before. Yeah, if you want, you can check the log of basically what was done. So this is git ref log. Actually, all you can check the commits and actually check what was done here. Basically, yeah, this is the log of the changes done. Changes on git, and another one. Yeah, there's not much logs. Yeah, interactive with base. This is also right again, but yeah, we do maybe not use it right now. So basically, the main things for us now are the git repositories and git staging. So the main things are here, and yeah. So under git repositories, we have all the git repositories available for us. If you want to open more, then as you know, you can add existing and select the location of this git file. I already have here, so I don't need to edit, but you can add it from here, and then it will be visible, and all the related changes are also visible here. Yeah, maybe let's go next also to the vocabulary. So that's the revision and the commit checking. So I basically go to the branch, and yeah, basically what does the commit mean? Commit means that you move the set of changes. So you move the set of changes here, you commit, and it means that you move the changes from your workspace, from your working copy, into the local git repository. Okay. And again, the commit means that this is the we can name it as the box of changes. Okay, so actually you have the files changed, right, with the content changed. Basically, it's not actually about just the changes. We can actually sent all the files. We changed, so staged files means that everything what was touched, what was changed, it will be we can stage it. And so we have these files, and then we commit them. Means that everything what was changed and what was staged, and the set of these changes, box of these changes, will be committed, and it means that all these changes are grouped. So it's really important, because if you go to version, in this case, you go to version history, you can go to your remote repository, and actually have all these commits. So basically, this is the group of changes done. Okay, and this is just merge, but you can basically navigate to one of the branches here. Let's go to this one. No, not the branches, but the comments. And you actually have the list of all the files collected, all the files under the commit, all the changes done. Yeah, I said it. You can see them here, and so on. Yeah. So basically, when you do the commit, you actually have the pack, the group of the changes done, and they will be just written in this this box, this commit. And of course, after that, we can use this this box of changes in this commit to compare with the previous versions. So we can compare multiple commits, what was done before, and so on. So basically, this is what we have. And yeah, in other systems there may be where actually there's maybe a little bit different version control used. Can be named as the transport. So we actually transport the changes from one place to another, and comments actually may be considered as transport. So it means that you have the again group of changes registered, and then after that, so when we don't work with the local copy, then we move changes using the comment. And so it's like everything should be placed under the comment to actually move it further. So this is about the commit. Yeah. So, and yeah, after commit is done, you actually you cannot really change it. So if I comment here, so that we test commit. So I comment it here. I actually now have these changes. I can actually maybe do more changes here. Let's say that I add a test comment here, or just any changes, any change. So again, I can stage it, and now I have another comment, and I will have it now under the local repository. So it should be here. Yeah, actually, I'm here. You can see that this is the last comment, and oh yeah, that's not working events. And yeah, so now I'll have two comments here, and I cannot actually do any changes with this comment, right? So, and of course, when I push the changes, then I should have two comments at the end, and you can see that I'm pushing two comments after that. Yeah, so basically you can do multiple changes, but do not push them to the remote repository as well. So that's also possible. You may have the conflict, but if you actually in between the comments. But yeah, that will be the next case we'll have right now. The conflict. The conflict means that you have two files merged, and they have conflicts in between them. So in normal case, this is the situation which should not be. But let's imagine that we actually work from different repositories on the same project. So let's say maybe I will not. Yeah, actually that's why I wanted to clone the repository. Okay, maybe again I will quickly check it out during the break. But right now, and then we'll go back to the conflict term. Yeah, before we go to conflict, let's go through the other terms, and then we'll go back to that. So the update. The update means that you actually update. You can update the remote repository, you can update the local repository, you can also update the working copy. And it actually means that we move changes from one place to another. Yeah, so what does it mean to get the latest version? The latest version should normally come from the remote repository. Yeah, so it means that, let's say that you did not work on one exact project for a week, for example, and then you come to your computer, you want to start working, to apply some changes, and of course, since you haven't worked on it for a long time, you need to get the latest version to actually see what are the latest changes, what are the latest files, latest code. So for this one, you need to get the latest version. So it means that you just need to get the latest version from the remote repository. And for this purpose, we use fetch or pull. So actually to start working, the fetch is not enough, but the pull would be enough. So it means that yeah, in this case I have nothing to pull, because this, yeah, if you are the only person who worked on the project, then there is actually nothing to pull, because you are the only one, right? So for you, it doesn't make sense to do any pull. But if there are multiple persons working on the same project, on the same folders, then you need to do the pull. But again, this I will also show it once we once I double check the opening of another repository. Then yeah, as I said, you can revert changes. So this is what we can do, and we usually revert the changes from the previous comment. Again, I said the better way would be if you just simply check the previous version and then manually revert it. But you can do it as well using the commits. So to do it, you need to go to the team, show history, have the previous comments. Maybe let's can actually let's revert this one. So let's try to revert this comment. So now we have reverted this comment, and we see that there is no comment here. So I just reverted previous comment, and now I have new. So basically, I can now revert this reverted comment, and we should have the test back. So it basically means that I just reverted comment which reverted the previous comment. That's also possible. Yeah, but if you want to go to the previous version, so it means that I don't want this comment. Oh yeah, the crazy thing would be if I revert this comment, so it means that this one. So if I revert this one comment, yeah, I will actually have the conflict. Yeah, so this is the conflict I'm having, and the problem is that basically what happens? Finally I have the conflict, and it should not be seen here, but that's the problem. The problem is that I reverted the comment. Oh yeah, but here we have them. Here you have this conflict. Why did this happen? This happened because I have the conflicts in between two comments. So actually, right now I revert the previous conflict. I reverted the previous comment. But what was the problem? The problem was that I reverted the file. I reverted the comment which created the file. Not created the file, but created the method. But I did not revert the comment which did some changes in this method. So what actually happened? Again, if you go to the file history, to history of the file, then we go to show history. Again, I reverted this one, where actually the method was created, but this one was not reverted. So basically, what does it mean? It deletes the method, but this comment stays someplace, and this comment just created this row. Yeah, this row was this comment. So it actually means that it created the comment. We have the comment inside the method, but we don't have the method anymore. And this is the comment. This is of course the conflict. Again, because we deleted the method, but we did not delete them. We did not delete them. The comment which was located inside this method, which is the mistake, and that's why there is the conflict. So basically, how to proceed in this case? In this case, I may understand that I also need to revert this comment. So first of all, let's revert this. Let's revert this revert, because we can see that after the revert we had, we actually got the issue. Okay, in this case I cannot revert it because I have the conflict. So first I need to solve the conflict. Maybe let's quickly solve it this way, just to escape the issues. So let's go to shown history, and I think right now I won't be able to put this on, so let's maybe apply the commit. So conflict solved, so I commit the changes, and right now let's maybe let's try to revert it again. And right now we'll go to the previous version. So then now we can go step by step and revert this commit, then revert this commit, and then so that was, that's a bit strange, but I think right now we can revert this one. And now we can see that, and at the end we can revert this one as well, so this should work. Now we have no conflict. So basically, when you do the reverting, as I said, to do the actual revert and to not have any issues, then you have two options. The first option, as I previously mentioned, you can simply just overwrite the existing version manually, and this will be the way you escape from the conflict. And another way is, as I just done, you can actually to escape the conflict. So basically, why I had the conflict? I had a conflict because I reverted. Let's quickly. Because again, I have the version history where I have all the and as you can see, there is no the file is not staged here. So basically, it created another comment. So basically, what happened here? I just want to, again, I had this comment where I created the method. I double clicked on it. No, that's correct. So let's go back. So I wanted to revert the comment where I created the method. But again, the problem is that after I created this method, I had the comment where actually I created the comment in this method. I brought the comment in this method. And again, as I said, the conflict was that the method is deleted, but the comment in the method was not deleted. And this is the conflict, so I had to solve it. And again, to not have this conflict, you need to actually revert all the changes, all the comments, which where the file you are changing was involved. Before you actually reach your comment which you want to revert. Yeah, this is the second option, and so you need to be careful here as well. Okay, maybe let's try right now. Let's have the break, and after the break we will continue with this. Yes, so let's move on. So yeah, basically that was quite simple. I think I did it, but for some reasons the project was not shown here. So yeah, again, we need to go to import. Then I think I already pressed it before, but yeah, existing projects in the workspace. Then you select your project here. So I already just done it. Then you select it, press finish, and your project will be here. So basically now they both are connected to the same repository, and yeah, you actually have the Git repository as well here. And if you go to the origin, that should be remote should be here as well. So basically now you have two projects. I mean, normally this would be that one project is on your workspace and another project is on your colleague's workspace. But again, in this case, let's imitate that these projects are located on different computers. So this will imitate the version controlling. So let's maybe okay. All the changes are committed, so I can push them from this project. So I can push them from this project. Yeah, I'm pushing them here, and of course by default they will not be under this project. So when we go here, it's task 1. Okay, actually there is nothing to push here because I have done nothing. So nothing from the changes. So let's maybe add the actual method here. Oh no, it's main. So let's maybe stage change now. So let's say commit test file main methods created. So if I can comment, then it should be under the local repository. Then I push the changes, and yeah, so now I push, and of course then as I just said, the change will not be under this project. But yeah, what will actually happen if you, let's say that here you create something similar, maybe this one. Yeah, so that's another project. Yeah, that's not the one where this method is actually created, and yeah, I think this thing should not work. So and now I say created main method from another project. Let's say from another computer. So normal should be here. Let's try to commit and push. So I guess in this case that should not work. Yeah, you can see that it is rejected. Try to push, it should be rejected in this case. So let's see now. Yeah, I guess it should be rejected. That's what's written here, and it should not be rejected. Let's go to the code examples. Yeah, you can see that this comment is not here. This comment is not here, and this was rejected. Why this was rejected? This is, as you may understand, it should not be possible. Like if you have two projects linked to the same remote repository, then under one project you created the changes related to to one file, exact file. Then you made the changes, you put them the remote repository, then from another computer or another developer from another computer also creates something similar on the same file, or maybe with some differences. Of course, that should not be possible to then push the changes from another computer. Why? Because at this point you actually try to push the method main, which is created from one project to the remote repository where this file is created, where this method is created from another project, from another repository. Of course, that's, you may see there's the conflict here, right? Because the method is already created before you push it. And basically how to proceed in such situations. In such situations, again, as I said, before you do any changes, if you're working, if you work with alongside with another developers, then you should first do the pull before you do any changes. So, because in this case you'll have the latest version. Otherwise, you won't have the latest version, and you won't be able to. You will be limited to your changes, because again, your version is not synchronized. Because otherwise, if you will try to push the changes from here, then of course your version history will be broken because it is not synchronized. So how you should normally proceed? You should normally pull. But let's imagine you have such situation that you just done something like this. So you should try to fetch from origin. So you can see that you got all these commits from origin. So right now you should have all of them there. Here, yeah. So should happen here. Remote tracking. These branches should be here, and let's try to push the changes now. Let's try. Yeah, right now everything is up to date. Let's see, nothing is rejected, and you can push it. Yeah, so this is the point. You will not be able to. Yeah, basically, what just happened here again? Maybe I will. If someone missed it, maybe I'll try to paint it. I'll try to also connect my mouse, because I'm using the trackpad. It can be comfortable to paint this out the mouse. Let's try. I haven't used the mouse for a long time. So let's try. It's working. Wait, sorry. Let me open it again. Let's try to open it again. Okay, it's still logging. I'm going to stop the screen. And for some reason my paint is logging. Okay. I'm not using it. Okay, maybe. Okay, so now maybe try to find some web tools to paint on. Here it's logging. Sorry, my computer is logging. Okay, let's wait until it is back. Okay, I'm back. So hopefully my connection is fine. So let's try to paint something. Okay, so it should be able to No? Okay, seems that my computer is back. Okay, it's maybe so old-fashioned. Okay, maybe we can let's try to find a different tool. Maybe I'll try to open my Paint again. Oh no, okay. It seems to be back. Okay, then we are here. Okay, issue solved. Let's close this one. Okay, so close this one. Yeah, so basically what happened here again? We have our remote repository, which is here. Remote repository, this one. This is our remote repository. I will text here. So this is our remote repository. Let's make it larger a little bit. So, and let's say that we have we have these local two repositories, local Git repositories. These two local repositories, and we have working repositories. Okay, maybe about this point it's not so important. They both are linked to the same remote repository. That's obvious. And yeah, basically what happened? We created the method. We created the method. So we did the changes on the file. So let's say we have the commit. So maybe I can mark it using the circle. So we have the commit where the commit file. So how was it named? It was named test file. Test file Java changed. So this one. So here we changed. We pushed this commit to the remote repository, right? At this point, this repository does not have these changes, right? So it has the method without the changes from here. And again, what we try to do, we create our own changes. We create our own changes here. And so let's write here. So test Java committed from here, and wait, okay. Let's do it again. Test file Java changed here. Okay. So change here, and we try to. So this is comment where this change is stored, but we did not have the changes from this comment. And basically, what we try to do, we try to push it here, but it is rejected, right? It is rejected because we don't have the change sequence. So the only way how we can push the changes. So again, why the version history looks this way? Yeah, you can see that it goes from the oldest files to the newest one. So it basically means that when you actually try to do some new changes, so imagine you have your local Git repository and you try to So this is the branch. You can see that this is the branch, and you try to apply the changes. Yeah, maybe let's we mostly talk about one branch. So let's say that we work with this branch. So and imagine you try to push something to this branch. So before you push something to this branch, again you have your local Git repository. So it means that you have all the commits here. Yeah, if you, let's say that the latest commit you have is this one, and you try to push a new commit that is on the same files here, then it is not possible. It is not possible because actually I think if even more, let's try again. So let's have maybe another file here. Let's try to create another file here. Let's say that will be under task 2. I think in this case that should work. So if you have, let's say, task 2, say 1. So you create it from here. So I will create this file again, task 1 created, then I'm gonna commit and push. Oh yeah, it is rejected because I don't have it's rejected because I don't have those changes. Okay, let's then oh yeah, because I have changes here, of course. So let's fetch. Oh yeah, we need to fetch the change. Yeah, this is what basically I said. We need to fetch the changes. Oh, there's nothing to fetch. Why I can't push the changes? That's strange. That's strange because the changes here are up to date. Let's check this repository. Yeah. So. Oh, sorry. It was that was this one. So I think that yeah. So I think that was fine. I have all the files from here. Okay, that's strange. Okay, let's try to pull the changes. So we pull changes. Oh yeah, okay, we have the conflict. Yeah, now we have the conflict with this test file. Okay, that was the issue. Yeah, that was the issue, and yeah, that's why it did not work, because there was the conflict on this main file. So right now I solved the conflict. Now I can commit it. Yeah, and yeah, that's why that was rejected, because I had the conflict. Yeah, so before I push, yeah, now I can push it. I don't have the conflict anymore. Yeah, I don't have the conflict anymore. Yeah, so right now I pushed this task 2.1, so now it is located on the remote repository. So if I go here, yeah, the push, yeah, also that was the comment that the push also can be rejected if you have the conflicts here. Moment, I think. So which branch did I use? Oh no, I used the right branch. Okay, that's strange. Why it came from this one? Let's try. Okay, yeah, that's because we have two different projects here. But okay, that was fine, and so yeah, and you can see that the file should be here now. And the file is here. So if you try to do something, so let's say that you create a new file which is not related to the task 2. So let's try to create the file from here. So if we create the file from here, task 1, let's say 2, create the file, I stage it, I try to commit it. So I commit, I try to push, let's see if we can, yeah, it's rejected. It is rejected because I have the commits which is under this branch, but the commit is not linked to the latest commit. Yeah, so basically you should have, so before you push, you should have this commit here. So again, then it means that you need to get the latest change. So you can get the latest change using the fetch operation. So I go to team, over here, go to team, you need to right click on the project. So you go to team, you go to fetch, nothing to fetch, that's not correct, you should be able to fetch. Okay, then let's try to, I think yeah, that's better to do pull. No, okay, let's do the pull. Strange. I have nothing to. That's not correct. Oh, no, actually the pull is done. Oh, no, it's not done. Task 2 is not here. That should normally work. I mean, right now you can see that the comments, the latest changes are not here from the remote repository. So we have this file. Yeah. We have this file which is located under this task 2 1 comment. This one. Yeah. Oh no, that was modified, so that was not the right one. This one is the right one. Yeah, this one. This comment was the right one, and we need to import it right now. So let's try to. But that's not correct. There is something to fetch. Okay, let's try to skip Eclipse at this point, and let's go to Git. So let's go to Git bash, and let's execute the command git pull origin master. Yeah. Yeah, at this point you can see that there are the files uploaded, and let's refresh it now. Yeah, and if we refresh, it should be here. So this was actually this is actually the issue of Eclipse. Yeah, I'm really not sure why it works this way, but yeah, there may be some issues from Eclipse. So at this point, I recommend you to write this command to pull. So if you use this command, so maybe I will write it in your chat, So let's git pull origin master. And recommends to use this command. If the pull from Eclipse does not work, you can you can type this comment from here. And yeah, now you should have these changes right here. So let's then try to commit and push now. Okay, seems that nothing is rejected now. Yeah, so again, before you do any changes, please get the before you push any changes to the remote repository, please firstly pull the latest changes from the remote repository. And yeah, this is what happened here. So you have this comment, but you don't have. So you try to add this comment, but you don't have this comment, which was added previously here. Yeah, so at this point, how this, if this comment is pushed, how this would look like. So again, you have the history. So when we talk about comments, again, we talk about the branches. So it means that we have the history of the branches. So it means that you have the comments step by step done, right? So have this comment first, then this one, this one, this one, this one, and at the end, and so on. But if you try to, let's say, your local repository has this comment, and you try to put just this comment. This comment is the newest one, for example, and you create a new comment and you try to push it. Of course, it won't be possible because you don't have this comment stored under your local repository. Yeah, so try to push something from this comment, even if you have the comment here. So, of course, this is not correct because you should follow the history of the comments. Yeah, so everything should be one by one. So if you want to add new comment, then you should have this comment as the latest one. Or you can create the branch, and from the branch point of view, you can actually let's try it. Let's try it. You should be able to proceed even you don't have the latest changes. So let's say that you create something from this file. So let's maybe print something. Yeah, it doesn't matter what kind of content we have here. So print here. Yeah, so we have the changes here. I commit the changes. Just simply type the commit message here. Then I comment and push. Yeah. Then I try to. Then from this, yeah. So it should appear here again. Right. So it should appear under the comment list. Yeah. And if you do the same on the opposite project, so this is this one, and now you try to do some changes from this project, so you can, let's say maybe here is the comment. So again, what should you do? You can try to push again. Let's try to comment from here, but you should not be able to do it. So, comment added in file test file. And you can comment, but again, yeah, that should not normally work. Try to push. Yeah, you should not work because you don't have the latest change. This is what I just said. But what you can do at this point, you can't actually do anything. Yeah, since you're already committed, you can't do it. But if you, let's say that you create new branch, so that will be my own branch. Yeah, you cannot use the spaces here, you need to use the underscores. So I create my own branch, and I try to push the changes from here, and from here it should work. It should normally work, yeah, because you have another branch. So what does it mean? It means that, again, the latest commit you have here is from the remote repository. Is yeah. Let's check how it goes here. Yeah, I think it was let's check where is the comment from here. For some reason I think it's not visible here. And let's quickly check again. No, that wasn't this one. Let's quickly check. So it was the commit. That was, okay, I can check it here. Oh yeah, this one commented file test file. That's, yeah, you can check the ID of commit. That's C905966, so it should also be available in Bitbucket. Let's refresh. But yeah, I prefer using by comments because it's easier. And so yeah, that's one comment edit. Okay, it's not visible here, but you will actually see the new branch here. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is my own branch. That's strange. Why do I have this commit here? Moment. Oh, sorry. Sorry. That was the wrong. Sorry, that's the wrong repository. Yeah, I just have two similar repositories. Yeah, of course, that should be done from here. That should be done from here, of course. So again, yeah, here we have this. Comment edit in test file. So and again, we cannot push it because we don't have the. Yeah, I'm sorry, I just mixed up the repository. Yeah, you cannot push it from here again because this one does not have the latest comments, these comments. So it should have them. Yeah, these latest comments. So let's try now to create another branch from here. So now I'm under the correct repository. So I create new branch. So it will be say my new branch. So and let's try to push the changes now. It should work. Yeah, it should work because I have another branch. So my branch will not affect the master branch where these comments are located. So if I open it now, if I refresh it now, I can see that I can see that this will not be the part of the main branch. Yeah, it comes from this part. Yeah, so that was the latest we received from the main cycle. But again, we can see that these three branches are skipped. Yeah, so it means that we committed this change before we actually proceed with the commits from these points. So if this is a little bit tricky for you, please let me know. I'll try to explain in detail. But again, what happened? So let's say that we stopped at this point. At this point, we have all these comments applied to both folders, to both projects. Yeah, again, we imagine that these projects are located on different computers. In our case, we just use them in one computer. But let's imagine that these two folders are located on different computers. So one developer from one project created new changes. So these changes are So these changes are here. So this change. Moment. Okay, maybe it's a little bit mixed. I guess that should be. Oh no, I think that should be from here. Yeah, that should be from here. Yeah. So then on the first computer we created, on the first project we created these comments. Yeah, and no, these two. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's correct. These two. Yeah, we are here at this point. It looks a little bit crazy, but yeah. So now we are here. At this point, both projects have the same content. Yeah, I mean they have the same. On the master branch, they both have the same comments collected. I mean, these are collected from the remote repository, or they just create their own comments. So at this point, we have all these comments synchronized on both projects, right? So both projects have in their local Git repositories, they have the same comments, right? So nothing strange here. But then one of the developers creates new changes and pushes two commits to the remote repository. That's the first commit and then the next commit, right? So now from this computer we have, from this project we have these two commits pushed to the remote repository. And then we have, so then let's say that there's a developer on another computer which hasn't pulled and fetched these two commits. So he or she just created another change and then create another commit, and then since we cannot push it to this branch, because we do not have these two commits. Yeah, it is not possible. So if we are here, it is not possible to push another commit right here before we pull, or before we fetch and pull. Basically, before we can say mostly about fetch. Before we fetch these two commits, we must have these two commits fetched before we push this one. Yeah. So an alternative version would be, just to not push all the commits, is that we create a separate branch. So if we create a separate branch, we can proceed without these two, but again, we cannot really go to this branch before we actually merge all the commits here. Yeah, so this is what I said. So, and what does it mean? Then right now we have two different branches which are not merged. So the next point is how to proceed next, how to merge them. And actually to merge them, so let's say that we want to merge them. At this point, it doesn't really matter from which. One more point. At this, we have the branch, which is called my new branch, on this project, but we doesn't have it on this project. Yeah, so you can see that if we go to the remote branches, we don't have it. Oh no, actually, sorry, we have it. Okay, we already have it. Oh no, we don't have it. Sorry, we don't have it. Yeah, we don't have it. We don't have it, And actually, the question may be how to get it here, because we have remote tracking and we want to refresh the remote tracking. So under the, you have two sections. You have the local folder where you have all the branches which belong to your local repository. This one. And you have the remote tracking when you have the branches which belong to the to your remote repository. This one. So these are the items. But again, at this point, you don't see the actual changes which are. There's no. For example, there's no my new branch. You don't see them, and that's because you have not synchronized these branches with this folder, this content with the branches from here. So to do it, you can just simply go to your repository. You can do it from here or from here as well. There is no difference. You can go to team and you can go to team. You can go to team, and then you can let's say if you do fetch. Okay, fetch does not work again for some reason. Not sure why it doesn't work. It's so strange. Maybe another option to do the fetch is don't do it from here. You can try to do it from here, since this is the local repository linked to this one. So you right click here, then you. So in this case, this should be the same repository. Local repository. So we say fetch from origin. So again, right click, fetch from origin. Sorry, let's try from here. So I just recently worked. That's so strange. I'm really not sure why Eclipse works so crazy way. If we do the same on Bitbucket on console, in Git Bash, this should work. Okay. So again, if I do fetch, maybe let's try to go to remote and fetch, but that should be the same. Okay, so I have this my new branch. Actually, there is another option. You can do it this way. For some reason fetch does not work, but okay, just Eclipse things. Okay, then right click from here, then you go to remote and you press fetch. Then you go here, and here you just need to manually let's try to add you just need to manually select the branch. So for example, let's say that's my new branch, and then I add it. Let's try to finish. Okay, and now you have this branch here. Okay, I'm really not sure why it does not. Maybe just in case the fetch does not work here, you can try to fetch it from here. So the command should be similar to pull. That is git fetch origin master. So now you should have the latest changes here. So basically, what just happened? I got the latest commits from the remote repository to my local Git repository. So in this case, let's check what are the latest commits we had here. So actually there's one commit. there's not just commit, there's one branch, this one, and you can see that we have this branch here, but it is not located under local repository, under local branches. We just fetch it, so it means that, again, if we go back to our presentation, and as you remember, this picture. So again, if we do git fetch, it means that it comes from the remote repository to local repository. So we stay here. Changes are do not go through the workspace. They just stay in the local git repository. And actually, to get them to the workspace, you go to, again, team. I hope this will work now. You go to merge. You go to the yeah, maybe let's don't use this my own branch. I don't need it. I can actually I accidentally created it, so maybe let's keep it here, but we'll go to the master branch. And let's now, so because we do everything on the master branch, let's now merge the changes. So again, I go here, I go to team, I go to merge, I get this my new branch, so I type merge, I have the conflict for some reason, so that's the conflict, oh, sorry, here's the conflict, okay, here I have a conflict, so that's the first task. Oh, no, so here is the wrong one. Yeah, here's the conflict. Yeah, I'm mixing up two projects. Okay, yeah, here that's because here we have conflict. It's under the task file. Here, as you remember, again, if you go to the change history, okay, maybe that's really complicated to check it there. Yeah, but basically what's the problem? In one method we have the print here, and in another version of the file we have here's the comment. So we need to solve the conflict. And again, we have the conflict because we have two commits. In one commit we have this change, and in another commit we have this change. And maybe we can try to merge them this way. So we do it manually. So we delete the conflict in comments. So now the conflict is solved. I can stage it now. So yeah, there's automatic comment here. Now, okay, everything is merged to the master branch. And then let's push the changes. So the merge should be here. And let's see how it works now. Let's refresh, and yeah, now we see that everything is merged. So basically, again, here was the point. This was this point. Oh no. Sorry. Oh yeah, this point. Yeah, so that was this point. So one of the then we go. So under one repository, under one project, we created these two commits, and under another repository, we created this one. Yeah, and at the end, right here, we merge them. And so From here we merge them both, and now we are again on one common branch here. Right, so, and now we have everything merged under one branch. Okay, please let me know if you have any questions about it. It's maybe a little bit tricky, but again, we have again, key point here is that if you want to if you want to push something to one unique branch, so a branch which is used by several developers, then you need to have the weight exchange. If you don't have the weight exchange, then then you will not be able to push your changes again because of this scheme. Yeah. So if you see this schema, then again you should see here that everything should be just go one by one. You cannot just simply have one comment here, then just input, and you have, let's say, have 1, 2, 3, all these comments here, and your local repository has just only this comment, and you try to create new comment. Of course, you cannot input it somewhere in between here. It is not possible. Yeah. So if you have this sequence of the comments, the sequence cannot be changed. You can just add something new to the sequence, but you cannot put something in between. It is not possible. So let's go let my cats go out. Yeah. So you cannot enter something in between. Okay, so the only thing is you can just add something new and then proceed. What you can do, this is what we just seen, you can create another branch and work on it, but at the end to go on the same track, you will need to merge two branches, and only after that you will be able to proceed with all the other steps. So again, if you want to keep everything up to date, you have so you can fetch or pull. You can pull the changes or fetch and fetch and merge the changes. It's better to pull the changes because then you will see all the conflicts you may have. So that would be better. If you just pull all the changes, then you'll have everything up to date on your workspace. If you just fetch the changes, then everything will be up to date on the local Git repository, but it won't be up to date on your workspace, on your working copy. And that's why it's better to do the pull, because in this case you will see everything what is needed there. Yeah. So basically these are just all the steps we have. Again, create the changes, stage the changes, commit the changes. So we have the back of the changes located under the commit. Then you can push the changes, so you move the commit to the remote repository. Then you can pull the changes when you can fetch the changes when you actually get the commits, the latest commits from the remote repository. Then you do the merge, or just simply again pull. Pull means that you go from the remote repository, take everything into your local repository plus to the working copy as well. Yeah, but if you do merge, it means that you take everything from the take all the latest changes from the local repository, local Git repository, and put them into your working copy. Then you can create multiple branches. So in this case, you work on the parallel processes here, and at the end, to keep everything on the same line, you need to merge the changes. Yeah, again, but the last thing that I want to mention here, and what I already mentioned, but maybe just to remind again, we have this local and remote tracking. So under the remote you have the branches which are available once the fetch is done, or once the pull is done. Yeah, once the fetch is done, you may see that these branches will not be synchronized. If you go to the pull, then if you pull the changes, then, and if you fetch or pull the changes, then you will have these remote tracking branches. They will be loaded from the remote repository. Right. So that is basically it. And if you can't, so if you don't have, again, the key point from today's session would be that if your changes are not up to date on your local Git repository, then you won't be able to push your changes. So again, the schema before push, you need to be sure that your repository is up to date. To be sure to do it before you, it's better before you start doing any changes, do git pull, so get the latest changes to your workspace and start working with them. You can also do the fetch, and then you have all the key point is that you should have all the changes under your local repository. If you have everything under your local repository, then you can do the push, because again, the push is done from the local repository, not from your workspace. So it means that it doesn't absolutely care about the workspace, what happens there. The key point is for your local repository to be up to date. Only after that you can do the push. Okay, maybe let's finish with the vocabulary here. So we talked about the commits, about the conflicts. We had lots of conflicts today, so that is fine. Check out, this is what I said. You can revert the changes or under changes. This is what we done today. Merging, again, the wise merge means that you fetch the changes from the remote repository, but you did not move them to your workspace. So to move them from your local Git repository to the workspace, you need to use git merge. You can also use git replace. So that's about git merge. So this should look pretty clear. Again, any questions, please ask. If something isn't clear. The tags and the labels, we did not use them, just to mark the changes, so we can skip them. But for the branching, we did a lot of branching. Not a lot of branching, but we've gone through the branching now. So I think to you that should be pretty much clear how to proceed. Alright, so I want also maybe you to do some things maybe with me. With me. So what will I do? What I want to do? Let me maybe create. So in this case, I just worked with myself. So I just created 2 different projects, and I tried to imitate that I was working with myself, and I tried to get some comforts. So let's say that now I will create my own project, and I will share it with you. So what does it mean? It means that we will have we all will have this project, right? So I will create it by myself, and I'll give the access to all of you. So let's try to work on the same project. So I will create a project. So that would be it's common. No, maybe let's say practical version control. Named and create this project. So maybe I will start with my computer. So it should be here, and then I will initialize Git repository. I will initialize Git repository, and let's initialize Git repository from here. So again, I will do as usually. I will go to Git bash. I will initialize Git repository here. Okay, Git repository is initialized. I can add it here. So that will be like this one, version control. So I'll add it here, and now I will have it here. So right now I'll create my first file here. So that will be, let's say that we will have, let's have one package here. That will be more interesting. So we all will work on the same, we all will do the changes on the same package. So what will this be main? I will just name it as main package. Main package. I will let's create 3 classes. So, and maybe I will also name this class as task1. And so I will create a class which is named task1. Again, it doesn't really matter what kind of the changes I have here. So I have this task1, and then now I can. I don't have the remote control, so let me create the remote repository here in Bitbucket. So I'll create it. Say that would be practical version control. So I will not make it private. I will not import git ignore. I will create the version control now. So first need to project. So it will be Java-13-2. So now I will create the project. So then let's let me copy this one. I don't want to clone it. I can add it from here. I can add it from Git bash. It doesn't matter. So I can add it here. So just simply go to URL. So this one. Save. Okay, it should be here. And now I can comment changes. So that will be the first. I'll just name it task1 created. So So then I just simply comment and push. Yeah. So now I have this pushing changes. So I'm pushing changes and let's now check if we have it here. And so we should have it. I'll have it here. So what will be the task for us? For us, the task is I'll first add I'll add the access to you so you can read and write this folder, and in this port I will give so let's say 5 things to change, 5 things to change under this. Actually, let's firstly we will have 2 sections. So the first section would be that under this task you all will need to create, we all together will need to create let's say so you are 5, let's say 5 methods. Yeah, so the task is so inside the file task 1 you should create you all, yeah. So each of you all should create the methods. So maybe just to not create all the methods with the same name, let's maybe do it that you name it as your method name will be, so method name is your, let's say your, okay, yeah, it will be your name. No, maybe let's just add it, let's just create it method and will be your let it be the first letter of your name and let it be the surname. And then and maybe you can just simply, again, it doesn't matter what is located inside the method, the key point is that we all added the same file. Yeah, so let's so this will look this way, that so in my point this will be, okay, let's say private void, and this will be named as so the first letter of my name. Again, we usually, not usually, but all the methods should normally start with lowercase, so maybe let's do it this way, and then your surname and something like this. Yeah, so please create this method, and then yeah, so we should add it under this this file. Yeah, so again, maybe that's not the typical work, because normally you should not all work at the same time with the same file, but in this point you will yeah, it doesn't, basically at this point we don't really care about what this method does. We just want to create it to see how the version control looks like. Yeah, again, the task is, so each of you will create your own method. So again, you can name it just to distinguish them. and to not have duplicates, just create the method with, again, the first letter of your name and the surname. If you want, you can just simply add your surname. It doesn't really matter. Again, the key point for us is just to have different methods here. So please create the method under this inside this file, and of course push the changes. And commit and push the changes. So then the second one would be that create your own file inside here, and then create your own file, and so again the name should be named as so it can be it can start with uppercase, so it will be your name, and the first letter of your surname, and commit, and no, so you should have it. This should be placed under the separate branch, Okay, so again, maybe let's firstly comment this one. So added the method this one. So you can comment and push it. Then should comment and push. Yeah, so that's the second one. Again, I'll give you the access to the remote repository, don't worry. So then once it is done, then again, the next point you will need to create new branch. So that will be this one. I'll create a branch. Again, the name of the branch you can create your own. Again, maybe I will create something. Again, the key point for us is, since we are 5 here, 6 and with me, then we should create the unique names for the branches. So then I'll create it this way. And under this branch, maybe let me create the file. So, and the file again will be, as I mentioned, my name and the first letter of the surname. So the file is created now, and again commit and push the changes. So say file is created. So this will be done. And the third point and the last point is, once every one of us, maybe let it be somewhere, not sure if everyone will work on this together. I mean, that's fine. Maybe let it be somewhere tomorrow. Let's say that once everyone finished with the first and the second step, then once everyone is finished, so let's say that after everyone created so if everyone creates after everyone to the first and the second step. So let me think, because I want you to try to merge all these changes, but since only one of you can actually, do it. Okay, maybe you can do it locally. Yeah. So in this case, want to do the first and second step. You should pull all the changes and merge them into the master branch without pushing, because otherwise it means that you all will merge them, and this may be the conflict. I will say later what you should do once you all do it locally. So without the pushing to the remote repository. Yeah, so we should. Yeah. So it means that at the end you will have all the methods from this file. Yeah. So what we'll see at the end? At the end, once all of you do the first and the second step, we will have let's say 6 files here. So again, all of you will have your own files here. We'll have 6 methods here. So it means that we'll have 5 branches here. We'll have 5 branches. Okay, maybe since you, yeah, maybe let me think. No, it's better to do it the following way. Yeah, I will maybe switch a little bit the sequence. Yeah. So yeah, as I said, we should not. Yeah, I just realized that it's better to create the branch for the first one. Yeah. So this should be done in the separate branch. Yeah. So the first step should be done in a separate branch, but the second step, I mean this one, you can do it in the master branch. Yeah. So main master branch. Yeah, because this would be the normal best practice. Yeah, the best practice is to, as I mentioned, to not work on the same file together. Yeah, if you work on the same file together, this is not the best practice you may have. The conflicts and so on. But if you do it in separate branches, this is a normal practice. Yeah. So the first step you should do in a separate branch, yeah, and the second step you can do in a master branch. Yeah, okay. The question from Natalie. Yeah. So if again, you should not do it right now, but if you can maybe do it tomorrow if you are not able to do it today. Then if you do it tomorrow, then it's fine. So, but maybe until Monday. Let's maybe do it until Monday. On Monday, you can try to merge the changes at every point. It's fine, yeah. Because again, the main idea is that you know how to merge the changes from different users. Again, in this case, you should do it locally, but in this case, you can do it locally, but yeah, it depends if you do it before others finished with their parts, then you just won't be able to collect the changes from everyone. Then maybe we'll see when everyone will manage to do all these steps. But again, if you merge the changes from 3 persons, that's from 3 students, then that should be fine as well. Yeah, you should not. There won't be a difference if you merge the changes from 5 users or from 3 users. From the starting point of view, that's maybe fine. Okay, so these are the steps. Again, the first step, you need to create maybe you can start with the second step. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, you can start with the second moment. Let me think. Yeah, in theory you can. You can start. Yeah, you can actually start with the. You can start with the second step as well. It doesn't matter. So there's no difference. Yeah. Yes, at the end we work with the commits, so no difference. Yeah. So okay, that is what. Again, maybe let me summarize. So you need to create new branch. Under new branch, you will need to do the changes inside this method. Yeah. So then you should create your own method under the branch. So once everyone do it, you can basically merge all the branches, and then you should have all these methods here, all these 5 methods without any content, just let it be. Then under the master branch, you should create the file with your own name and the first letter of the surname. Okay. So after you merge all the after you merge everything, merge all the branches, and then you get all the comments. Yeah, basically you should have. As I said, you cannot push the changes before you actually get the latest comments from what others pushed. So you should have basically at the end you have, once you merged all the changes, you should have all the methods from everyone here, all the methods from everyone, and all the files from everyone. Okay. So this is the result. Should have all the classes from everyone and all the classes, all the branches, and no, maybe without the branches, just all the classes and all the methods in the class task1 from everyone. Right, so this is again, no hurry, just as you can. Yeah, so maybe somewhere on Monday. So since we have the common repository, again I will add the access to your users. Then we will see how this will look like. Again, regarding the merging, that should normally be done by one person. But again, since you can work locally, you can just simply merge all the changes locally. But at the end, I will still see all the branches here. So basically, this will look like I will have the main branch, and then we'll have your branches here with the methods from our common file. And then you also, under the master branch, you will have your files, your classes. Yeah. So okay, so this is the practical task. Again, you should not mandatory do it now, you can do it tomorrow as well if you want, and then on Monday we'll see what we have here. So this is the practical way how we can actually manage to collect the changes from everyone and then to push them to the remote repository. Yeah? So let's see how it looks, and on Monday we'll see what's the result of this try and how will it look like. Okay. So yeah, I will add the access to your users, and then let's see how it goes. For now, I think that's it from my side. Thank you for your attention, and again, as you always, if you have any questions, you can ask me. And have a nice weekend, and see you then on Monday. Okay, bye.